Crafting, and Bill had a doctor's appointment, but he should be here soon. So let's see who's here. Let's see who's here. Let me go ahead and pull this up on the TV so I can see y'all comments, because I cannot do the tiny words. Let's see. Bill is usually here to do this, so, but I should be okay. Hey, y'all. Sarah. Sarah, I hope you had a great anniversary weekend. Look at my fun stuff, y'all. I got some fun stuff we're going to be working with today. And using these little scraps right here. Using my little scraps, y'all. Let's see, I got these little, remember these from I got little leftover. Well, this one I'm going to use for something else, but I got some scraps here from when we did the bookmarks. So I definitely want to use those. Like I got these cut up pieces and I just can't let them go. So I'm going to show y'all what I'm going to do with them. It's a bright and sunny day out today, y'all. Bill had a doctor's appointment, y'all. So, oh, I think I heard the car outside. I think he just made it. Yeah, he had it today. So hopefully everything went well. Oh, you can only stay for a bit, Reagan. Today's my husband's birthday. Oh, happy birthday to your hubby. Going to lunch with him and some of his family. Awesome. We got some birthdays coming up in June. Oh, good, Sarah. You had a good anniversary weekend. I hope you ate some good food for me. Okay. Don't leave me out. So, how are y'all doing? I'm doing great today and I'm having a good old time. I'm bumping up my camera here. Let me see. Can y'all see that okay? Well, tell your husband enjoy his birthday, okay? Today is my nephew Diamond's birthday too. We got a lot of birthdays today. I cannot believe he's 27, y'all. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. So let me show y'all. This is the freebie, right? These tulips are the freebie. And so I was playing around, because you know what we crafters like to do. We like to play. I was playing around, and I was like, hey, this box looks like it would make a really good flower pot for these flowers. Y'all, look at this. Let me show y'all. Wait, let me cut this one up and then I'm going to show y'all. Because I can't throw anything away. I cannot throw anything away. So I thought this would be a great flower pot idea. Ooh, y'all. Y'all, when you get in your room, in your craft room, and you start to play around, I was like, okay, I'll have to show y'all this. Right? I got to coloring, and I might have been I think I was on the phone with my mother when I was doing this, and I was like, oh, look at this. Y'all, look at the flower pot. I mean, this may have been done before, I don't know, but look at this. Is this not look, you can make a ton of these and just put them to the side, right? Or you can just go ahead and say, you know what, I'm going to add some flowers in. And look at this. Look what you get. Look what you get, y'all. It looks like a flower pot to me, and I don't have to do anything with it unless you want to do something with it. But all I did is distress the edges. So let's go ahead and make a couple of those. I could use this as a template, but what I did was, since I wanted some dimension to it, I just cut out just one little strip. So any of these little strips that you have like this, left over from your boxes, you can just use these, because I'm not trying to throw away anything. I'm not trying to throw anything away. Well, maybe this can be thrown away, this little piece right here. But don't tell Bill. Don't tell Bill. So something like that I think would be cute. Another way to recycle and make something pretty. Make some of these for your cards. Oh, that one is bent backward. Okay. So I can just glue it and put it right in the, just like that, y'all. Would that not make a great embellishment? So all I started doing was I just started cutting up some of these, you know, just cutting. Right, just to make it flower potish looking. Wasn't really caring about the size. And then I took one of these and I put it like right here. Is that easy enough, y'all? And then I cut it. Hey, Tina Barker, Zal Storm, Eileen, how are you? So this is all I started doing, just cutting them up and putting them together. Like that. Hold on 1 minute, let me just... Look at that, y'all. Super easy. And then what I did was I just said, let me go around the edges because it would make it stand out a little bit more. And that's what I did. I said, let me just go right around the edges. Look. Oh, I don't need to do that edge, but and it's sturdy enough where it can add some dimension. And this one right here. You can add some dimension. Right around here. Hey, Crafty Ma, Kelly Werner, Teresa Fernandez, how are you? I'm just kind of looking up at the comments. Jennifer Reel is in the craft room today. And there we go. Look at that. I know y'all can do this, okay? You can make them as big or small as you want. Make them as big or small as you want. Hold on, y'all. I just pulled my cap off my glue. Is that not easy enough, y'all? And this is the freebie that's in our Buy Me a Coffee shop. Some of y'all have already downloaded it. So I just used art glitter glue. You hear somebody breathing, y'all?
Who is breathing?
Somebody's breathing, okay. You would think he did a full-on workout.
I did. I walked up the stairs.
Look how cute that is.
Hi, Donna.
Okay, so I got that right there. So you see, these aren't exactly the same, and that's okay. They don't have to be exactly the same. I don't know if I'm going to use this, but who knows? I might use it. This can be glued onto this right here. Oh, that little flower wants to bend backwards. See that? So this, I figured this would be fun to make today.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Bill. How's your appointment, babe?
It was all right, I guess.
I guess.
It was a CAT scan. Whatever that is.
Well, you was there, wasn't you?
Well, they did something to look at the lungs.
Okay. Look at that, y'all. How cute is that? It just makes you want to make things all day. Okay, so let's color some of these in so I can have some of these. Actually, let me make a couple more flower pots first, since these are pretty easy to do, and then I'm going to color some stuff in.
Thank you, Gaetan. Serafina says, Bill and Tracey, I sent you something. We'll be on the lookout.
You'll be on the lookout. Somebody's mail went back to them. So I'm just not sure. Some people's mail is making it through and others are not making it. And I'm just not sure what's going on. They said it was fixed, but I think it was Deb Couture. I sent you a message right before the live, because I did see your message in the group. So I'm not sure what's going on. I sent a card to someone on May 5th. May 5th now, right? And they're here in the state of Georgia. The card has not gotten to them until
a couple days ago.
It just got to them. Like I forgot I had sent the card. Actually, it was Mandy's grandmother for her birthday. I sent her a card on May 5th because I wanted it to get there in advance. And she just got it the end of the month. And she lives here in Georgia. I don't know what's going on. You used the right address, Deb. I'm just not sure why some is making it through and some is being sent back. Yeah. And then the mail is just, the fact that someone didn't get their card until like just about a month later. So now I did send a card to DC, and that hasn't even made it yet. So at first we thought maybe it got stolen because we were just checking. I told Manny to check with his grandma and his mom to see if they got their cards. And his mom had not gotten my card yet. So when Chelsea was home, I gave her another card to take to Manny's mom. So it's been rather strange started like 2 months ago, really, where things got bad. I'm just like, okay. Do I need to go get in my car and deliver it myself?
Joanne said, I sent Bill a birthday card. I'm hoping he got it. I have to go double check. There's some cards down there.
I'm using this, y'all. I don't need to do that part. I'm just using up the packaging that was left over from the bookmarks in case y'all are wondering what's going on here. But these would be great for adding to a card. So what I did was I cut up some bits and pieces of paper that I had left over because I'm trying to use scraps. Look at that, y'all. So how quick and easy that comes together. I just couldn't see myself throwing these out. I just couldn't. I couldn't see myself. And I mean, who's going to know, right? It's our little secret.
Exactly. You don't have to read this. Lily McGee says, I pray that today God eases the mind of the worried and strengthen those who are weak.
Mm-hmm. That's a beautiful
We all
prayer.
receive that.
Yep.
Because no matter how strong we think we are, we're still weak in God's eyes. I'll take it all, okay? Julie Jones is here.
Julie.
Teresa says, having an ideal is half the battle.
There you go. I just stayed in the room and just started playing. I was on the phone with my mother, and I was like, oh, let me cut some stuff out. I'm like, oh, let me make some. I didn't know I was going to make flower pots, but I was like, what can I do with this? And so this is the idea that came to mind. Someone asked about Ariel. She's doing good. A few little aches and pains now and again, but she's doing good. I appreciate you asking. Checking up on us, you know. Check on your friends, y'all. Send them a card. Send that card that you've been wanting to. I don't know when it'll get there, but send that card that you've been wanting to send, y'all. And y'all keep Jennifer. I don't know if Jennifer Pinnell is on here, but y'all keep her in your prayers. She recently lost her mother, so please uplift her. And I saw many of you had been just sending her messages of encouragement. And man, I tell y'all are like the absolute best.
Jan says, when you have genuine talent, you can make anything from nothing. You, my dear, are so very talented, and I appreciate you both and our lovely crafting family.
I appreciate y'all. I really do. We talk about y'all like y'all family. I'm like, we ain't even on the live. We still talking about y'all. Okay. This is just so fun, y'all. So fun. I'm going to cut a little bit of this off because I want this piece to fit. So that's why I cut a little bit more of the top down there. I think distressing it adds a different level to these, right? I mean, look what we did. We did the bookmarks using these. We did the cards, the artist trading cards. So there's so much you can do with these, with the packaging. You just got to start and do something with them.
Sarah Johnson.
Sarah had her weekend, okay. She had her anniversary weekend. Here's There's another one.
Rebecca says, I woke up to 8 deer in my yard this morning. I never seen that before.
How nice.
Everybody was there except Rudolph, huh? You need 9 for Rudolph. Thank you, Jennifer. Jennifer says, Tracy, we appreciate you and Bill as well.
Oh,
Cecilia says, Tracy, you are truly amazing. I love how you make something out of nothing.
You could always make something out of nothing, y'all.
Cindy Piper
Imagine
says,
the days when we played and made stuff as kids, right? If you told a kid, go take these materials and make a telescope, they'd make a telescope.
Exactly.
They wouldn't even think about it, right?
You can give a kid, you don't have to give him the actual gift. Just give him the box. And they'll be so happy.
I really hope that kids are getting that creative time, you know? I'm hoping that the kids of today, you know, my kids are you know, grown now, but I'm hoping that parents nowadays are giving their kids the foundation of creativity, allowing them to take the time to create, you know, like just to figure to give them a handful of supplies and let them create something from it. Give them a pen and paper, pencil and paper, and let them create something. I just really hope that parents are doing that, you know. The screen time, off of screen, you know, or whatever, off of the devices.
Jan said, I love nothing more than making things from clay and paper mache.
Oh my goodness.
That was kind of fun.
Paper mache was a staple in the classroom back in the day. That was a staple in the classroom. Remember back in the day?
I remember I made a rocket one time. I was so happy. I made an airplane one time. It looked pretty pathetic though. The rocket was better.
I actually still have one of Ariel's pictures that she made from way back when. And then they would take their artwork and frame it. You remember the school would do that? I don't know if you remember that, babe.
No.
It's right there, the picture.
Oh, yeah. I remember one time I made a horse head out of paper mache.
Mm-hmm.
Although I didn't start off to make the horse head.
Right, it just turned out to be something.
One, so.
Right. But you got to start, right?
So that's what I went with.
My Barbie doll had the best convertible that a Tide box could make. LOL. That is hilarious. I used to sit under a bush in my yard and play store using the leaves as money and sell backwards bugs. Oh my goodness. I love it. Oh my good. Are kids playing like that anymore? You know. That was your first little shop, huh? She set up shop, literally.
Amy says, I used to sit on the bush in my yard and play store using the leaves as money and sell
I just read that.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was so busy reading everybody's stuff. I'm zeroing in.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you didn't read this. Julie Jones said, Tracy, I colored those tulips, then scanned them. Coloring is not one of my best attributes. Now I cut them on my Cricut because fussy cutting isn't my jam either.
I'm about to fussy cut. Okay.
Give me a machine.
Yeah, it's definitely not everybody's jam. Definitely. I mean, hands-on craft. I just love it. Like this right here. I just seeing these little flower pots makes me so happy. Yeah. So I'm going to look at that. Look how many flower pots I just made, y'all.
Carmen's Crafty Creations, Zale Storm.
Hey.
Lisa O'Neill says, you are so inspiring.
Oh, thank you, Alicia. Alicia?
Now, Cindy
What is
Piper says, I would take scraps of wood and try making things with it, tables, etc. Help build a treehouse in our yard. Mom and I would do paint by number.
Oh
I
my
used to do paint by number.
goodness. Did you have a tree house in your yard, man?
No, I didn't.
Neither did I. I always wanted one. I think we had friends that had
But
like
I had
tree
friends that
houses.
had stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, so okay, Sarah, where were you? Sarah said, I forgot to say, where was I? So where were you? Lily says, I make so much embellishment that I need to get on a better roll using to make cards.
That Lily McGee.
John Gilbertson says, I got a new TV. I'm trying to get used to it.
Oh boy.
I'll help you. Just give me the remote.
Ah.
It's one of my skill sets.
He's the remote. The doctor,
Like
Dr.
the
Remote.
Eastwood of remote controls.
You said the Clancy Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood.
He's the Clancy Eastwood, okay. Of remotes. Cut a little bit.
Ooh,
more off
Rebecca
of this.
says, I just went and got a Cricut and bundle from Joann's the last day they were open for $75.
Oh wow.
And they threw in some extra vinyl and stuff.
They're
Oh my
trying to get rid of. I just cannot believe there's not going to be a Joann's.
Rebecca, you're going to be in Cricut heaven. Is Linda Huffman on here?
All those sales, right?
If you have any questions, find creative, what's Linda call herself?
Creative design, creative
Minds by Design.
Design, yeah.
Linda knows everything about a Cricut. I'm sure there's some other Cricut people in here too, though.
Look at that, y'all. I'm using up all of my from this to this, y'all.
Oh, I got you, Sarah.
Look at that.
Cindy Piper, I hear you. Cindy says, I love my Cricut and I'm loving my scanning cut.
He on another planet, Sarah. That's what it is.
We started with the scanning cut, Cindy. Sonya Creel, you know how it is. You can't put a remote control in a man's hand.
He feels like he needs to have every remote when we're in the room.
Exactly. Tracy kept losing my remotes. I bought 3 of them.
I didn't lose nothing. Y'all know
That way I can always have one.
I don't get to touch the remotes.
While I look for the others that she loses.
Mm.
Yeah.
Could have a tall like vase like one, but I like the shorter ones. I do like the shorter ones though.
Hi, Bobby Thompson.
Hey, Bobby.
Bobby says, good to see you. I'm still packing boxes for my new home, moving Friday.
Oh, wow.
Sonya Creel.
He not listening, Sonya.
Rebecca says, I'm so excited. I have no clue, but I'll learn. Look, start with the basics. Today I'm cutting it on. And then celebrate your achievement. Give yourself a glass of whatever you want to give yourself.
See what it sounds like, right? Cut it on and see what it sounds like.
Whether it's wine or a glass of milk, okay? But celebrate it. Hi, Kim Worthen.
Hello, Kim.
Linda, you know how it is, Lindaville.
Look at all those flower pots, y'all. I got to show this one to my mother because she would love to make something like this.
Please.
I should print some out for her.
Your mother needs a bigger house now for all her craftings.
I know, right?
Tracy's mother would make anything to her. She even took the...
Yeah, you think
she eats these popsicles.
Yeah. If you think I'm creative, my mother, boy.
You know the wrapper you take off the popsicles? She's even turned that into crafts. You know what I'm saying?
She uses everything.
Like, how do you turn the wrapper?
It's like I would have never thought.
From a popsicle into the craft.
Need that part. Yep.
And Gaytan, I did thumbs up myself. Thanks a lot. So Gaytan, how's it going up there in Canada? It should be getting pretty warm up there now.
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh, I hear a motor car. I hear a motor car outside the house. Looks like we got a visitor, Bill.
Ooh.
The birthday boy.
Oh, Diamond. Okay. It's hard to believe he's 27, huh?
That's just really hard to believe. We've been chatting. We have a family chat.
You understand.
We've been chatting.
I remember Diamond was little, like what, about 4 or 5?
Oh my goodness.
He was like Greased Lightning, and we would wrestle. He was so skinny, he was bones with skin covered. And his elbows were like knives.
He's still pretty
He
thin.
would always elbow you in the face, the throat, head, something. It was terrible.
Diamond just, yeah.
Did he ever elbow you, Tracey?
No, he's not going to elbow women.
Because I was always wrestling with him.
He won't elbow women. No, he'll get you.
Like,
he'll get you
oh
though.
my God.
He was a little gentleman, so
I need to
wasn't
wear a
gonna do
football
that.
helmet just to wrestle with him. He wasn't even 5 yet.
I gotta use this one piece, y'all. But look what we got. Oh, I gotta use 2 pieces.
Hey, y'all, check this out.
Gotta use 2 pieces of that.
My grandson, Adonis, he did so well this past year that he got invited to this summer program at one of these local colleges that all expenses paid right now. He's doing it at advanced math. He can't miss any days. They can't take any homework home. They want to truly assess their abilities without the help of parents or anybody. At the end of the 30-day period of classes, he'll be going to the 7th grade. When he gets to the 7th grade, he will automatically start on Algebra 1.
Oh, wow.
As a 7th grader. And depending on how he does, by the time he hits 9th grade, they want to have him start with calculus as a 9th grader. But he loves that kind of stuff.
He does. I was just thinking about all the animal facts that he knows. I mean,
he loves that science and stuff like that. Oh my God. He would tell you facts and stuff that you like, look, Dennis, I don't care, okay? But I don't say that, but Granddad, did you know that
the Raptosaurus,
it has a bite force of 720? You know, like Adonis. How do you know they don't even exist? Yes, but archaeologists have done a post-analysis from the graphite. I'm like, what are you talking about? You know, and they determined through studies at Stanford that. I'm like, how do you even know something like this?
I know. It's just like, what? Genius. Okay. Cut this piece off right here. Look at all of my little flower pots, y'all. I'm so proud of my little creations. This is what makes me happy. I couldn't wait to show y'all this. Because I was going to go way ahead. And I was like, no, just show them. I was going to do this over the weekend. I think that was Friday. And I was like, oh my goodness, I got to show them this. I couldn't wait for Tuesday to get here so I could show y'all.
Bertha, which cricket did who get?
Someone who bought the cricket, babe.
Oh, okay. There you go.
The one from Joanne's.
Julie Jones says, I see those cutter bees sneaking under the pile. I gotta catch them. We all know how your cutter bees like to hide. You know what I'm saying, Julie? You know how she do. She probably got 75 cutter bees around here, okay? Here I come.
Thank you, Salad P.
Happy birthday, man.
Sorry, y'all. That strawberry. My nephew just came to the house.
Okay. Ariel, you up here? Yeah. Okay, you want to put that down and come up here? Yeah. Come on. You know where she is. Her part of the kingdom. Here comes the 27-year-old Ariel.
They're Diamond and Ariel.
How old are you?
Diamond and Ariel are the same age right now.
Diamond, trust me. I'm going to tell you when you know you're old. When you turn 35 and you walk into a mall and they say, can you do a survey? And they ask you, are you between the age of 35 and 50? Then get alarmed, okay? That's when you get alarmed.
Strawberry's excited. Hi, Diamond. Happy birthday. You want to sing happy birthday to you? Well, you're gonna look. He said, y'all. He said no. He said that he does not want us to sing happy birthday.
Want to be reminded that he's 27.
Which means we're gonna sing happy birthday
because he's now much more closer to 30.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Crazy love that.
Let me go ahead and
So do you feel older?
let me get a hug real quick.
Not yet. Not quite.
I love that camera. Is that new kind of camera that everyone's doing now?
The GoPro.
What is that? What kind of camera is that?
Cool.
Okay.
It's like a
I ain't seen it. It's more advanced to me.
for trailing and like.
Everybody's saying happy birthday, Diamond.
Thank you all.
They clapping
I
for
wish
the
I could
birthday
see
song.
y'all.
Yep.
He's worried about being 27, y'all. I wish I could have his worry.
He said he was worried?
I'd be like, oh my God, I'm 27.
Okay, y'all. So we finished the little flower pots. Look how quickly we knocked those out. Look how quickly. Y'all better grab those boxes, y'all. Look at that. Who's going to know? Strawberry, it's okay. You know Diamond already. Acting like he a stranger. Sylvia, she wants to make flower pots now. Come on, Sylvia. You can make flower pots.
Oh.
Sylvia, she was saying that she would like to make flower pots now.
Sylvia Ryder.
Diamond, everybody's saying happy birthday to you. Okay, so let's go ahead and start the coloring on these. And we probably won't have flowers to fill up every one of these, but guess what, y'all? Everybody's saying happy birthday to you.
Thank you all, lovely people. Appreciate y'all.
What kind of?
It's for Mom.
Oh, I love it. Oh, she
You
likes.
make that?
Yeah, she does like.
You made that? Oh, she is a Wonder Woman.
Yeah, she does her. She should be coming over here in a minute.
Yeah, I'm waiting on her.
Oh, okay. Is she on her way?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And my sister coming over too. Strawberry all up in the conversation. Okay, y'all, so I'm going to color these, and then I'm going to think of different colors. I love the way this pink looks, because what I'm going to do is I took these, okay, so I had bits and pieces of these. I cut them into 2.5 by 3.5 rectangles. Strawberry. Okay, I cut them in, and then I could use these as a background for the flowers. So this is some of the scraps I had left over. See, I got these little tiny pieces left over. So I could always put them together and make some kind of embellishment. Strawberry.
Close the door.
Strawberry's trying to wish Diamond a happy birthday.
I locked Strawberry in. Strawberry.
Today is garbage day. I don't know if you had dragged out the thing. Yeah.
No, I did.
Okay.
I gotta go do that.
Just so you know, okay.
Please. Oh, Trace, you know I'm in, right?
What do you mean? Everything?
Yeah. Yeah, it did.
I thought there was one more step.
That's the step we got. Yeah, so, yeah, anyway. Yeah.
Janet Austin, you love the tulip. The tulips are in our coffee shop, okay? It's in the Buy Me a Coffee shop, and they're free. This was the Mother's Day. How tall are the flower pots? Good question. Let's see. So I didn't really actually 1 3/4 inches tall. If you talk about putting both of these together, yeah, that's like 1 3/4. Yep. And then this one, let's see. This one is like, yeah, this is about 1 3/4. I'm not even measuring them. 1 3/4. That's the exact same height. Let me see. Oh my goodness. How did I come out with the same exact height and didn't even measure? Hey. I didn't even use a ruler. So yeah, y'all could just kind of figure it out. Thank you, Donna Sadley. I appreciate that. Yeah, so this is a freebie. So get your freebie, y'all. Love y'all. Okay? Get your freebie. Okay, so I'm going to just take these and you know what the fun part for me with these is that I get to cut them out. I know y'all don't like fussy cutting, but the fun part for me, Bill had to go drag out the garbage, y'all. Okay. Diamond and Ariel are going to hang out for his birthday. Yep. How cute is this? I think I'm going to do a yellow, maybe an orange-like flower. Something to pull out some of these, some of the colors in this. I think will be fun. So maybe but I like the vibrant pink also. So we shall see what it looks like. Is Yvonne coming up?
She's talking to Diamond right now.
Oh, okay. Oh. Her 20. My sister has a 27-year-old. You know.
Who buys her a gift on his birthday.
I know, right? He's such a gentleman. One thing about Diamond is that you will never have to open a door, and you will not have to carry any bags. Diamond don't play. Diamond, he does not play. He's just an ultimate gentleman.
Dana Conquers Boutique. How you doing?
Hey, Donna Satellite. She shared the link to get the flowers, the freebies.
Oh, I didn't see the birthday pictures yet. Bertha. I'll go look. Bertha said, did we see any of her birthday pictures?
I saw them. I sure did. Bertha, you look good. Okay.
Bertha, you just saying that because it's true.
Bertha looks good. Okay, so I think this gold.
See you later, Rebecca.
Would be cute in there. Bye, Rebecca.
She's off to
Let's see what this looks
a new
like.
store, meeting a new store to add cards and crafts in.
Oh.
Rebecca ain't playing with these people.
Good for you. Better than Hallmark, okay.
You know?
Oh, I know Yvonne didn't leave. Who's leaving?
Is she?
I don't think so. Vonnie Boo.
Let me look on the camera.
Vonnie Boo, where are you? My sister's here, y'all. She's not in the room yet. Yep, this is going to look really pretty on there too. And you can mix up the colors too. You don't have to have them all be like the same.
Oh, that was done.
Like I'm doing, but you can mix them up just a little bit. Because guess what? It's a circle. It's a flower.
Of course, Cinnamon's right
A
here on
little
the
bit
floor
right
by
here.
us.
Cinnamon's like, what is going on?
I think back, I remember Cinnamon, we were moving, when we moved over here, Cinnamon, he went and got in the car in the coldest winter.
Oh my goodness.
He refused to get out of the car. His thing was,
he went so deep in the car.
we had to put blankets on him because he was not getting out of the car. His thing is, all I know is when this car moves,
Right, I'm going with y'all.
I will be in it.
I couldn't believe we were packing up everything. I mean, we had to pack around him. He was refusing to come out. He would bite you if you tried to get him out the car. That's how bad it was. He would try to bite you, basically.
I think he was abandoned on the last, someone must have left him.
I mean, he was like, how does he know? He saw stuff packing up and he was like, oh, y'all not leaving me.
And boxes and stuff.
And we ended up leaving him in the car. We put a whole bunch of blankets in the car.
It was so cold.
And we ended up leaving him in the car while he was cushioned him he was wedged way under the seat. And we just left him right there. I'm like, man, dogs, I tell you. So I'm just mixing a little bit of this orange color into this just to give it a little bit more of something, you know, just so it doesn't look so. That's what I did with this. I took a darker pink and I added it in.
Amy says, guess what I've been working on making?
What's she
What,
making?
Amy?
A journal? Flower pots?
I can never guess. She said, I'm making 320 hexagon tubes to make a honeycomb structure to better store my markers. Okay.
Oh, I can see that.
Is it going to be like standing
I
up?
can see that. She's going to have them like stacked up and you can put the markers into them like.
So you're going to paint each tube and stuff like that?
I can see that. That's going to look nice.
Take pictures of it and let us see it when you're done.
I would have never guessed that. I'm with you, Zal. 320 hexagon tubes.
Oh my God, you got it. That's going to take all year.
Let's see. I need another color that will be.
That's a lot of pens, a lot of markers.
Hey, you see how many markers I have? Here's the dog mom for Strawberry sister.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, y'all, my sister's in the room.
Hi, everybody. How's everyone doing?
How does it feel to have a 27-year-old?
I know. I was just saying that this time 27 years ago, he was about 2 minutes old. Perfect timing that we should be together again.
You know, and he's giving you presents for bringing him into the world.
So sweet. We sang happy birthday to Diamond live.
Oh, wow. Hi, Linda Veal.
Let's see, Jennifer Real said something. Let me see what it is.
J-Tane. I hope I said that correctly.
Gay 10.
J-10. Okay.
Gay 10.
Gay 10.
French. Think
She had
French.
to correct us to get us right on it.
Sarafina.
Kim said, hi, Tracy, sister.
Even Sonia Creel. You out, Diamond?
Yeah, I got.
Oh, Cindy Piper. That's our maiden name.
I thought y'all were going to Stone Mountain.
Yeah, but well, no, we're going to Bamboo Forest.
Tracy, she sounds just. Oh, I sound just like her.
Yeah.
I learned from the best. Thank you all. I wanted to say thank you all for all the birthday wishes because Diamond and I were 2 weeks apart in our birthday, and so just all the Crafty
so
family, I want to
sweet.
say thank you so much for the birthday wishes. It's always a blessing to get just one more in.
You know what I'm saying?
She's in the 60s club, y'all.
Ooh, why you gotta tell
And
me
looks
that?
really
How dare you say
and looks
that?
really good. If you saw, well, y'all see the picture on my Facebook page. Is Tracy the older sis? Yes. I'm
Yes.
2 years older. So she's in the 60s club with me and Bill.
Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. And on that note, I'm exiting stage left.
You know?
Good to see you.
Yeah, I'll let close the door.
I'm off to Metallica.
Yep, that's my sister, aka the Quilting Marine's wife. Ah.
Carlos? Yeah, at 1. He's going to be at 1 o'clock next Tuesday.
I told Jessica about
Ernest?
no, not Ernest.
Oh.
She's gonna be on the lookout.
And what's she saying? Like, what kind of food more?
My daughters took me to a restaurant with live music, jazz and old school music. So nice. Oh, I bet you that was nice. Bertha, I bet that was really nice. Hey, Creative Mind by Design. How you doing? Kim Worthman, yes, Tracy acts like the big sister. You're very protective of your little sister. I love it. Oh, thank you. I am. I was so protective that I wanted her to come to the same college as me because, you know, and and she did, okay. So I was happy that we got to be college roommates as well. That's how close we are. Yep. That's my sister. She would follow me everywhere. And when I was younger, when I was a teen, it got on my nerves, okay? That she followed me everywhere. I can say it now that she's gone, but then when I went off to college, it was like, oh my goodness, I missed her so much. Was that the sister? Yes, my only sister. Was she the sister you protected in the story you told? Sonia, you remember that one? Was it the time when my cousin had because I didn't want her. I was a teenager and I didn't want her to come to the mall with me and my cousin who were the same age. Where you going? Oh, y'all go, okay. Have fun. I will. Ariel's going to celebrate with Diamond. They're leaving now. Yes, that was the sister that my cousin, well, so what happened was my cousin was going to make a long story short, you heard that before. My cousin, me and my cousin were going to the mall. We were visiting them in Boston, right? And we were going to the mall. And so I didn't want my sister to come. And neither did she. But guess what she did? She decided to push my sister and said, you can't come. So she pushed my sister, who fell backwards. Y'all. Okay, I didn't want my sister to come either, but don't push my sister. And before I knew it, my hand, and I'm not a mean person, y'all, but I'm very protective of my sister. My teenage hand, open hand, smacked my cousin so hard. I don't know where that came from, y'all. I don't know where that came from. And she ended up falling. Like, I was like, oh, don't you ever.
Tracey, you're right. Diamond opened the car door for his mother, and then when Ariel came, he opened the door for her.
What do you mean I'm right? I know my nephew.
Even though he sees him all the time.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether he sees them all the time. That's a gentleman.
Jennifer Real said, did you add another flower pot on the other side of the flowers? That's what I meant to read. Sorry, Jennifer.
On the other side of the flowers? What do you mean?
We'll turn it over.
This is what it looks like. Oh, I see what you're saying. Like put it back to back? No, because this is going to actually go on a card. So it's going to, I'm making embellishments to go on something. So it could be a tag. These would be cute to make a whole bunch of these little pink flowers and put them on some kind of tag for like a bridal shower.
Kim Worthing says, oh no, we slapped the spit from my cousin's mouth. Nobody touches my sister but me.
Look, I was like, when she pushed my sister, it wasn't even like I had to wait seconds to decide what I was going to do. It was an immediate slap. I mean, like a really open-handed slap. And I'm telling you, I was a quiet and shy person.
The also says that's definitely a big trigger. Do not put your hands on my sister, period.
But I did not want. See, don't put your hands on my sisters, my brother, all of them. Just don't do it, okay? Do not do it.
I understand.
And my kids, oh, that's a whole. You will be thrown completely out the house, like I did to my other cousin. Actually, it was her brother, Bill. It was her brother who I threw out the house the cousin who had pushed Yvonne when we were teenagers. Now we grown adults, and her brother trying to act up, and I had to ask him to. I asked him to leave. We didn't fight. I just said, you're leaving, okay? That was as an adult with kids, okay? Don't be trying to. My kid didn't do nothing wrong. Don't be trying to demean my kids.
I understand.
Look, and you know what? My sister was there too when it happened, and
Yvonne saw it.
yeah, Yvonne was there. Yeah, it was a barbecue that he invited.
Yeah.
It was a barbecue that he invited himself to. No, he invited himself. Nobody invited him or his new fiance to the barbecue. I didn't invite them. They came over. I had ribs, mac and cheese, beans. I had all kind of stuff cooked up, right? And he had a big plate of food on the table. When he said what he said, y'all, to my kid, to Chelsea actually, and you always want to present good behavior in front of your kids, but y'all, I couldn't even. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. He kept pushing the envelope, and finally, guess what? I picked up his big old plate of food and emptied it in the garbage, y'all. He still had his fork. He still had his knife and fork in his hand. He still had his knife and fork in his hand. And then the thing was, his fiance tried to come over to me and hey, calm down. I'm like, miss, I don't know you, okay? Don't say nothing to me. But my sister knew. She already knew. It was like a family scene out of a... My sister already knew, because then he went over to my sister and he was like, Yvonne, what should I do? She was like, just go ahead and leave. She shook her head like, just go ahead and leave. Go ahead and leave. I said, fiance, do not come over here. Because I was in front of the sink trying to calm myself down, right? And the thing was, I left, his son was there too, so I left his plate. He could eat, okay? He a kid. You go eat your food, young fella. But
your other two.
Your dad got to leave, okay? Because he said he dared me. That's what pushed to the envelope. He kept pushing. I was like, don't talk about my kid like that. And so he said, what did he say? Oh, what started was he said something that I thought was rude to Chelsea. And he said something about little kids not supposed to be in big people conversation. And you such and such. So he tried to demean her in front of a whole bunch of people, right? And then while they're sitting at my table eating, okay, good food. Then the fiance says, ugh. With herself, guess what she said? She said, ugh, little kids in adult conversation. Oh my goodness. Y'all, that was my boy. That was my...
That was the straw that broke the camel's back. Huh?
That was my... And then he said to me, if you don't like what I said, ask me to leave.
And that's when you grabbed the food. Huh?
Y'all, that was it. That was it. I was like, And my sister saw the whole thing playing out. She was like, please don't push her. Please don't push her. Y'all about to get it. That was it. And then the fiance tried to come over to me because I was at the kitchen sink just taking a deep breath, like, just calm down. Just calm yourself down. And then he said, if you don't like what I said, then ask me to leave. I took that plate right from under him. Both of them took their plates and just threw it. I actually threw the plates, not in the garbage. I emptied the food out in the kitchen sink because I was already hot. I was so hot, okay? Like, Y'all got to
Kim
go.
says, take your little boy with you.
I had to let the little boy eat. He was hungry.
Hurry up and eat, though. I'm going to let you eat, but hurry up.
He like, Dad, you not. And, we had never been the same since. And he was my closest cousin, y'all. We were so close.
He shouldn't have said it.
He shouldn't have said it. Not asking you, tell him. Look, he said, if you don't like it, then you go ahead and ask me to leave.
Mm-hmm.
When he went over to my sister, though, my sister still joke about that because when he went over to her, like, Yvonne, what should I do? She was like, leave.
Amy said, my parents didn't protect me from bullying behavior by the aunts and uncles. I promise I still haven't forgotten. And I understand that. It's a terrible thing.
It is.
When you grow up in those kind of families that have that seen but not heard.
But you know what? It was Chelsea heard her name and she immediately said, oh, yeah, I remember that time. Right. And then that was like, he just went off. And I was like, oh, no, you are not.
Right. You included my child in the conversation by saying her name.
Chelsea's uncle. No, this wasn't an uncle. This was my cousin. This is actually my mom's nephew.
Amy says, and they act like, oh, it's just teasing. No big deal. It wasn't even teasing.
It was. I know people's tone of voice, and I was like,
they feel like they can say something and just invoke wrath upon the children, whatever child happens to be there. I've seen that.
He brought me way outside my element. I was like,
it's terrible. And the kids, is in that situation, you don't know if you're coming or going.
You're about to learn
today. You don't
today.
know if you should talk or be quiet. You sit or stand. You know what I mean? You're just kind of paralyzed it's a very fearful state.
Yeah, he just kept pushing, and I was like, oh no, we need to shut this down right now. I'm like, you sitting at my table eating my food?
You're right, Destiny. Destiny Grace says it's a huge deal. Stays with you for life, unfortunately. It does.
Yeah.
It actually does stay with you for life.
Mm-hmm. And my mother was one to fight for us. My mother be out in the street fighting with another kid if she had to. My mother was fighting for us, boy. She's like, don't mess with my kids.
Ain't that a shame? Amy says one of my uncles always had something to say if I went and got seconds of anything during a family meal. It's okay if they do it.
Yeah. Wow. Like, really?
But not Amy. Amy, you can't do it.
Our relationship was never the same.
Exactly. Zal Storm says when you have enough cousins and went to family picnics and stuff like that, like they used to, you find out quickly which relatives are this way, and many of us have a couple of those, and you know who to avoid.
But he was like, me and him were like really tight. When I say like that was my cousin. Like, I would have never, but I don't know. He just got so highfalutin. He had his fiance with him. I guess he had to show, like, they found out that day, though.
But you know what? Okay, after growing up and stuff like that as a kid, when you become an adult, you automatically know you're not going to deal with nothing like that. And I remember in my first marriage, there was a guy, my wife's uncle, and he's one of the type of guys had like a couple masters in mathematics and all this other kind of stuff. So he thought he knew something about everything. And he always would comment on people. It was really just beyond rude and obnoxious. And he would try to be mean and belittle and embarrass whoever he would talk to with no restraint.
Wow. And no one called him on it, huh?
Well, I told my wife at the time, I said, now I'm going to tell you right now, if so-and-so says so, he better not say nothing to me. Because I'm not taking nothing off of him. I don't care if it's your uncle. I'm telling you right now, if he says something, that's I'm just telling you, you better make sure he don't say nothing to me that I don't like. And we were at this thing, and I was supposed to sing a duet with her. And the pianist was playing and they didn't have a chord right. And I said, here, do this chord. And I showed him the chord. And he came over and said something crazy like, he reads. He does this. Yo, why don't you go away? Just going off, right? And the next thing I know, I ain't gonna tell you how I said it, but it was really bad, okay? It was really bad the way it came out.
Oh my goodness.
But next thing you know, in addition to saying how it came out, I was like, I will kick your soul and this and that mother. You know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, I was going for him, and people was trying to grab me. I was going to kill him on the spot. You know what I'm saying? Because that was it. I'd had enough of him through the years.
Oh, you let that boil up.
I let it build up, and I had already told her up front. If he say anything to me, this year, that's it. I'm not holding back no more. And after that, his wife like, it's okay. I said, no, it ain't okay.
Nope. Oh, his wife. Okay. I could imagine what he'd be saying to her then.
I said, it is not okay. I said, I'm telling him, don't ever say nothing to me again, ever. You know? And that was it. We never talked again. I didn't even want to play around with it, you know?
Yeah, that
Bill, that's before you found Jesus. I thought I had him.
Look, we thought we already had him.
I'm sorry, but
until that lady, look, once that lady called me the devil, I was like, woo! I'm at the library trying to set an example, working at the quiet library, and she called me the devil. I only got a week left to go, and then I had handed in my resignation, and she called me the devil, y'all.
It's just that everybody has a breaking point. You know, you can let a lot of stuff slide.
I was letting stuff slide with her, and I, and now here she is in person. She would demean the staff on the phone. We give her chances. She come into the library cussing and carrying on. I was like, y'all know you don't have to put up with that, right? I had to tell the staff, you don't have to put up with that. And then here's the other thing: do not bully an elderly person.
Oh my goodness.
That was the other thing. I was like, don't bully no elderly person.
She was so nice.
She was the
nicest person you ever wanted to meet.
She getting ready to retire after like 50-something years. And here you go.
Acting stupid. I'm surprised some of the other libraries, the patrons didn't jump up on it.
I gave that man a mental beating without without saying one cuss word. I gave him, because I don't curse. I gave that man a mental beating because you over there bullying on one of our staff members who's like a staple in the community. I'm thinking, he don't know this woman goes into the prisons to minister to young girls. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, you don't know who this woman is? Who said we got the same? Zal, we got the same triggers.
You know what? And I'm nonviolent.
Oh, she said you don't have to put up with it. On the other token, you don't have to put up with the bullying from an elderly person. That is true.
But even the most nonviolent person, if you push them too far.
Yeah. And you know how it is to be bullied, Bill, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you were bullied back in school.
Briefly, until I grew.
Till you grew taller, huh?
Once I grew, that was it. Because I was real little at first. But when I grew.
Right. People feel like they got to demean you. And I know how it is to be bullied because my father never protected me. So I knew how it was to not have that protection. But I felt like I had the power to protect others,
How you doing, Norma Watson?
But yeah, that lady called me first she told me to look in you look in my eyes when I'm talking to you. I'm like,
that's enough right there.
Look, I was already
that right there.
At first I was like, this gonna be the day. I said, this gonna be the day. I said, 20-something years as a librarian. I said to myself, God, I was thinking to myself,
y'all.
This
is my last day.
I said, 20-something years, stellar career as a librarian, and this gonna
now
be...
I have to quit because I'm getting ready to do this.
Well,
right
no,
here.
I had just a week left before I had handed in my resignation.
I know.
I had already handed in my resignation. So I had I had a week to go. I was like, golly,
do you
this
know
gonna
I'm
be it. I said, this gonna be the day. She said, you ought to.
Sarah Johnson says, I hate to have to match someone's energy because I'm not letting you talk to me
I
any kind
know. She said, you the devil. You better look at me when I'm talking. And I said, is this kind of joke? Because she had already asked me to look something up. And I was like, this must be the staff pranking on me.
And people looked around like they knew something was going to happen.
Everybody, because it's the regional branch. And it was the time when everybody was in the library. Everybody.
And it looked like, oh, I know something.
Everybody just stopped, okay?
Because if that was me, something would happen.
And guess what? They swiveled in their chair.
Let me get my bag of popcorn, put my feet up, and watch this.
And stop, Bill, stop, stop. And everybody knew me, so they were like, "How Miss Tracey gonna get out of this one? Because this,
you know, how the lady gonna
there's
get
some
out of
stuff
this
about to go down here." But y'all heard that story already. She said,
people ain't had to bring out the worst things.
She said, you look at me when I'm talking to you. And you could hear the hate in her voice. And so I said, golly, this is the day I'm going to have to take this keyboard and hit somebody.
Slap her right in her face.
I said, I'm going to have to take this keyboard. And I think like that only as protective measure. Like if ever something was to happen to me in the library, I know at all times where every exit door is. I know where
every keyboard is.
The keyboard, I said if I had to protect myself, I would have to do the keyboard. I knew where the panic button was, and I had already hit the panic button, and I told the staff, y'all go ahead and call 911. I told her right in front of her, y'all go ahead and call 911. Because I said I'm getting some threats.
And the medics. Okay? They called the medics too. Let's get that out the way.
Y'all get somebody. But it was all right. It got resolved. But maybe she knew that I had told her I was the one who hung up on her on the phone, because you can't be cussing the staff out and then expecting them to just stand there and take it. And now here you are in my face.
The guest is always right.
Trying to say something.
People be talking that craziness. The guest is always right. What? See, it's who? Now we do give the guests a long fuse or whatever, but we don't. The guest is still not always right. I'm sorry.
I don't give them the long fuse. Okay, as soon as you start with the mess, I've worked in the libraries for too long, and yeah, far too long. Sarah said she don't look. Sarah, no. Okay. Do not.
Ooh, Zell Storm says, while I was covering phones during a receptionist's lunch, a guy called looking for a guy who was at lunch, and he said to me aggressively, what you better do is call him on his cell phone right now. Lady. Oh my God. You hung up on him, didn't you? Zell, didn't you hang up? No, she didn't hang up. She said, I went off on him. Without swear words, I think. I think, whatever the case would be, he got off the phone. Oh, man. Linda Hubbard says, I had the worst day of my 37 years of teaching on my last day.
Oh, my goodness.
What happened on your last day, Linda? Amy says, the customer is very rarely right. Exactly. Zale says, some people's entitlement is a bit too much.
I will always defend the staff. Usually the staff that we have is very, very professional, always very professional. But and I'm gonna come to their defense, and sometimes I'm right there to see the whole thing play out. I don't want to hear, oh, well, my computer, okay, but so that means that your computer's not working, so that's okay for you to cuss somebody out because you're upset that they're helping someone else and it's taking too long for them to get over to you.
Zell says, I was so hot, so I think I didn't cuss, but I cannot confirm or deny it on my own. I have to ask the
Too
ladies
funny.
that sat by me laugh out loud.
Lord, take the wheel. That man deserved the mental beating because he was over there just
Ooh, Jay.
cussing my staff member out. I was like, what? And she was elderly, and here you are, big old grown man. Just
She was really elderly, like in
she
her
was
70s or something.
no, she was about
80s.
close to 80, Bill.
She looked like she was 90.
And she was so delicate, and just became a really good friend
Looked
of
like she
mine.
weighed 100 pounds at best, soaking wet.
Really became a good friend of mine, and I just did not like the way this man said, the way he was treating her. I was like, oh yeah, I need to get him. Look, he was, and then he came over to tell me what the problem. I went over to them and I told her to go in the back. And I was like, I've been watching you. That's what I told him. I said, you come in here all the time, week after week, and I've been watching you. I said, now you've never been disrespectful to me, but I see the way you've been treating the staff. And the thing was, our supervisor would not step up and deal with this man. Like, you can ban him from the library, right? So I felt like, oh, I'm about to get him because he's messing with the wrong person. And she was just about in tears, y'all, while he just stood in the middle of the library with his finger pointed in her face. And he was like, well, my computer, I said, I don't care if your computer never works. I said, you do not come in here and treat the staff. Well, I don't care. I said, I've been watching you. And I said, you have been portraying bad behavior. I felt like I was talking to a kid. He said, well, no excuses. I said, I've been hearing the way you treat the staff, and I haven't said anything. I said, but today it's going to end.
Jay says, so funny, I have another cardiologist training Thursday, and a former trainer used to be in my department, was attending my training. She tried to bully me when she was in our department.
Oh, my goodness.
I pray she has grown up.
Why do people do that?
Because they're stupid. Norma Watson, she has to go get a heart monitor right now, but she says I'm going to have to go to a cardiologist, depending on what the heart monitor says. I think she has to go for 2 weeks.
I've had that before. The heart monitor where they just, when we was at the other house, I had to have that thing on me, wear it, and they wanted to see why my heart was beating so rapidly while I was having like irregular heartbeats.
Man, Lynn Huffman, I remember that, Trace, by the way. I do. Lynn Huffman says, my assistant principal took my kids away because the social worker said I was yelling at the kids. Mind you, how else do you get the attention of 38 fifth graders who are all talking at the same time?
Boy, I tell you, teachers have it,
It is. It's tough.
Because there's people who just behave so badly. It's like, my goodness.
I was watching a video the other day, and this man was trying to he was trying to teach his class, looked like a high school class. And this kid gets in his face and just going off, calling them names and talking about he's going to kick his so-and-so and this and that. The man's trying to get him to sit down. And the kid swung at the man. Please. That man tried to wipe the floor up with this kid. You hear me? And before, when the kid was talking all that stuff and threatening him, you could hear the kids laughing. But when that man started beating that kid, all the kids trying to stop, get him off, don't hit him quick. And then now they're trying to pull the man off. But why didn't they pull him off when the kid was acting stupid?
Yeah, you should never get to that point.
And the man probably lost his job. And I'm sure he probably told the administration about the kid, I don't know how many times. And they didn't do nothing. But I bet once he did the first swing, he probably was thinking, you know what? I lost my job, and I'll probably kick out of teaching forever, so I'm going to make it good. I'm making sure that when y'all write down
Mm.
the reason why I can't teach no more, it's gonna be valid.
Look, Amy said, I'm older now and I have calmed down, but also I don't find myself in many situations that require forcefulness. Right. I don't want to, I'm trying not to, you figure the librarian would have an easy job, but you know what? It's the toughest job because you never know what's walking through that door. You just never know. I mean, you can have parents acting badly. I had that. I had a parent try to be all up in my face because I threw her daughter out of a program. Told her she can't come into the program.
And she said, why can't my daughter come in?
Well, she felt like she needed to confront me in the afternoon with all the kids. This was in the Bronx, New York. And that's a different level of librarianship in the Bronx, New York, okay? She came in there and I was like, I bet you this. When I saw her come in, I was like, I bet this is that girl's mom. So you can't be getting in my physical space. There's boundaries and there's space. Don't get in my physical space like you're going to be up in my face. Like, don't do that.
Man, Amy Kay. Amy Kay said, as a teenager, I smacked a boy in the group home I was in with a board game because he kept changing the rules.
No, you didn't.
I might be using my hand. Give me this board right now. Amy didn't play with people.
Amy.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm pretty calm, right, Bill? Bill? I'm pretty calm, right?
You are, actually.
Look, I'm the children's librarian. The children's librarian is supposed to be calm. Okay. So did y'all see how I'm going outside? Like, so if you don't want that white on there, you don't have to have the white. All you do is just go on the outside and just color in the rest of the piece, especially if you don't want to, you don't have to cut like so close to the line. So that's what I'm doing right now is I'm just kind of.
Linda Hummer says, as a teacher in my last years, I had to confront a lot of male parents getting in my face. Men ought to be ashamed of themselves for that.
Really?
Man, Amy Kay?
It's bad behavior.
Amy says she beat a girl up one time with a table leg because she pushed her. I bet that nobody else pushed you after that. Girl, don't be pushing on Amy. First of all, how she even get a table leg off the table? Do not mess with her.
It's tough out in this world because you just never know when you're going to have to like defend yourself. And people are, always acting badly.
Natty Penner says, I got suspended for 3 days in high school. I threw a book at a boy. He wouldn't shut up while I was reading to the class. Bye, Donna. Oh, this is how Amy got the table leg. The girl pushed her into the table and it broke. If the table leg broke from a push, that was a pretty violent push.
That was it, huh?
She better be glad that table leg broke off because you'd have used the table, wouldn't you, Amy? Now, see you later, Norma. Norma has to run again. Amy says, I would have used something. Everybody's had those moments in their life when you have a bully and you take a lot of stuff and one day it's just one thing too many and that's it.
It's just like, man, who raises kids to be bullies? Like,
No.
You want them to defend yourself, but my goodness, let them go to school and let them just be.
It's so bad because it changes the whole atmosphere when they even show up. You can't even focus because something's gonna happen.
And then don't have a supervisor that's a bully. That's a whole nother thing. Then you get an adult acting badly. this on here. How cute. And this is why I craft. Nice, calm crafting.
You ever see that Ray Donovan? It was a Ray Donovan series. I think it's Ray Donovan.
I think that's what it's called, right? Ray Donovan.
And somebody bullied this cop's kid. And the cop followed the kid home and then he knocked on the door.
Mm.
And the dad came to the door and he said, yeah, send your kid. You got a kid named, whatever his kid was named. Have him come to the door. What's this all about? Just have him come to the door. But he came to the door. And he told, so you like to bully people? So this and that. The dad stepped up and tried to say something. The cop grabbed the guy and just started beating the pulp out of him, right? And the kid is watching in horror. He goes, oh, you like to bully people and beat on them and stuff like that? Every time you do it, this is what's going to happen to your dad. And now the kid is crying, right? He said, you do it again, I'm going to do the same thing. It was a terrible scene, but the kid looked terrified. And I think he got the barest glimmer into what his behavior, the kind of pain it was bringing to the kids.
Hmm.
Man, Lily McGee says, Bill, we have so many rude patients that curse at you, spit, bite, and kick you when they are violent like that. I say they don't need me for respiratory. They're breathing just fine.
Hmm.
Oh, if they can do all that, they don't need no
they're breathing
machine.
just fine. Okay.
But if anything, we need to cut the respirator down a little bit.
Why would someone do that? Is it mental issues or what?
I think you're right, Zale. Zale says bullies often have bully parents. So they release outside of the house on other people. I think so.
Wow.
Yeah, it wasn't Ray Donovan daddy that did it. It was an officer that was in the Ray Donovan series. I was like, man. That goes cinnamon scratching to China.
Natty said, now I'll have to watch Ray Donovan just for that scene.
Amy says, I have dealt with customers who just want to complain on the phone, even when you bend over backwards. I know.
Yep,
I've seen that.
you just hope that, when you're out there, you don't see bad behavior because it's hard to ignore it, Some people say just ignore it and mind your own business, but boy,
Zale Storm,
it can get hard.
I did the same thing. Zale Storm said I had to watch Reacher for a similar reason. There was like, how they had those little excerpts, Tracy. They'll show it like about 20 seconds of it.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, oh, I gotta watch that. I keep looking for that scene.
Have we watched Reacher before?
Yes. I liked season 1. After that, I kind of got tired of it. Okay, Linda Hubbard said something. Let me see. Oh, yeah, I read it. Tracy saw this one lady in the store. Remember that the other day? It was so sad. It was so sad.
I felt like I should have done more though, but I don't even. I'm still upset about it. I don't even want to talk about it.
It was so bad.
Yeah. One day I get out with my mom and they behaving badly.
Jay likes the guy who plays Richard. She says the actor who plays
I ended up
Richard-
giving that same lady too, the one in the store.
Yes.
I gave her one of the cards.
The art trading cards.
One of the artist trading cards. I gave her one of those, and she thanked me.
Jay says the actor who plays Richard is so handsome. He looks tough, don't he? Hey, Jay, he looks like he don't play. My favorite scene is that bathroom scene. Remember he went into the bathroom in the prison? He beat the snot out of about 6 guys or so.
Who, Reacher?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were talking about what's his name? The other
Reacher.
guy.
I also like the one when the dude came in his jail cell and tried to bully the other guy, and he told him to get out, and he ended up. He didn't play. Richard is serious. I
want to know how my husband have time to watch all these series.
How can you miss them? They're all over TV.
Mm-hmm. He's so funny, y'all.
Yeah, the second Reacher, the muscle bound Reacher, I like that one. Not the little Reacher.
Let's see what I got here. Just gonna go right around the outside of this. Just a little bit. Give it a little bit of color.
Linda Hubbard says, my best teacher conference was a 5th grade parent who
Aw.
tried to say that she did all this stuff to help her son. And he looked at her and said, you know you don't do none of that stuff. You don't help me.
Wow.
You just in here talking. Hi, Craft Girl on Mac.
Hey. Look how adorable these are, y'all. Making beautiful things while we talk about ugly situations, you know?
AJ, probably my favorite scene, or my favorite action scene, or one of definitely ranking in the top 3, is the blood on bone. Michael Jai White.
Blood and bone?
The blood and bone. Oh my God. That first scene when the movie first starts in the bathroom.
Bill has watched that scene so many times.
At least 200 or 300 times, I know, easily. When we first saw it, me and Tracey first saw the movie, we probably watched that scene 20 times in a row before we could go on with the rest of the movie. We kept rewinding it.
It was the kick in the air.
Oh my God. Michael Jai White is serious, okay? And we like Jason Statham too. Jason ain't no joke either.
Oh yeah, he's no joke.
His stuff is real.
There's a new one he's got out now. I believe there's a new
Jason is not
a
playing
new
with
movie
people,
out.
okay? It's not Beekeeper, is it?
This is new.
Okay.
This is new. Beekeeper's, I guess, kind of old now. Look at all of these, y'all. I'm just so...
Sonia Creel says those flowers in the pots are a hit.
Are these not the cutest? Thank you, Sonia.
Both Sonia and Tanisha are on here today.
Oh,
Usually you get one or the other.
look at y'all. Got the
Very
mother-daughter
rarely
team.
both of them.
I got to put some stitching on this stuff. I just can't help it. I can't help myself.
Okay, the Zell Storm says she thinks the movie that Jason Statham has out is called The Workman. Or something
Yep,
like that.
that's it. Yep, that sure is.
Jason, one of those times you don't have to see no previews. If you even hear he in the movie, I'm going to watch it. That's all I need to know. Jason in it? Okay, good enough for me. I don't need to know nothing else. No other convincing needs to take place.
Right.
Other than he's in it. Amy says, I'm not into action movies. Amy, we got to have you watch Jason, okay? You know, we watched it. Tracy got me hooked on this one series. You know the dude who plays in what's the name of that movie? Mad Men. He's in a series called Missing You or something.
Missing You.
Is that what it's called? He goes and breaks into houses.
Oh,
and stuff.
no, it's not called Missing You. You're getting confused
Oh,
with
yeah,
that
I
other.
am.
There is a show called Missing You, though.
Oh, yeah, okay.
What is the name of it? Something about neighbors.
Yeah, something about neighbors.
Friends, and I cannot remember the name of it.
That dude is a good actor, man. I like
He
him.
really is.
He was.
So I'm just gonna
he was
put-
incredible on Mad Men.
Thing around here.
So Zell, is that his name? John Hamm.
Yep, John Hamm. Yep.
That guy's phenomenal, isn't he? Yeah, those transporters are good
See that
too.
right
Zell
there?
Storm. I like the one where he saved the little girl, the Oriental girl who was like a math wizard or something.
Oh, is that what that is? That's the name of it?
I forgot the
Transporters?
name of it.
I think that might have been the one I fell asleep on. I never
What?
watched the end of that.
That was a good one right there.
But what movie do I not fall asleep on, right?
Tracy, that movie, they could kill people in the first scene. It don't even matter. You're going to sleep. Okay.
Hey. And then I'll ask Bill.
We had some movies we had to start rewatching like 4 or 5 times. You know, like, Tracy, no. Tracy, I'm gonna have to have you stand up and watch the movies.
No, just let me fall asleep. I done worked all day. Look at that, y'all.
Yeah, Amy, she was Oriental. I'm not sure if she was Chinese or Japanese, but she was Asian.
That was a good show.
It was really good. And that little girl was so smart, it was a shame.
You know what else was good? The one with Denzel Washington, Man on Fire. Remember that one?
I can't remember that. I remember it, but not really.
Man on Fire was with the little girl from
I hope that's
I forgot what it was.
Amy. I hope that's politically correct. I hope I didn't. She says Asian is much better. Well, I didn't want to just say Chinese if she might have been Korean or something. Could have been anywhere.
Working Man.
You know another good movie. Y'all ever see that movie? Tracy, what's the name of that movie where the girl, she met this guy. He was an Asian guy, and he was extremely rich, but she didn't know it. And they flew overseas to meet the family, the rich Asians. I think that's the name of it. That's a good movie right there.
No, that's not the name of it, is it?
Yes, it is. Let me look it up. I think that's the name of it. Let's see.
Crazy Rich Asians.
Yeah, that's
what
it.
the name of it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That
it.
was really good.
That was a great movie. Boy, they were rich. When they turned that corner and saw that house. Please.
So some of these I could put together like this. Here's another idea, y'all. Put these together like this and then drop the flower. Well, this one right here I think will play off of it better.
Yeah, Zale.
Drop the flower like this.
That's going to be nice right there, Trace. Tracy, you can have
Something
a
like
kitty
this.
corner like that?
Something like that. Or you could just put them straight on the,
I like the other way.
like
Oh,
this.
that look good too,
You could
though.
do that. Looks very...
I wouldn't even know what to do because I like both of those.
Or you can take something that's very bland, like this card right here. You know, you see how the colors are very like not so bright, and then you can just drop that in the middle of there, give it some color. Just saying, y'all.
So Amy,
Just saying.
how many tubes do you have connected so far? At least 10?
I like the two backgrounds together. The small ones.
Sonia Chris asking about Desi Lou production. Is that Lucy or something?
Lucy and Desi. So many things you can do with these, y'all.
Cindy Purpose says you come up with the coolest ideas.
Just trying to show y'all what you can do with these. So let's put one like this, and then we'll work it out. It will work no matter what. It's gonna work.
Cindy Purpose says the peachy colored ones.
Put these together like this. Pop the flower on here. I think I like the pink one. And look at that, y'all. See? Who's gonna know? Who is going to know? Yeah, I want a cat corner like that. Yeah, I think that will work. Look how cute that is.
Stacy Spencer. Stacy says, I'm finally catching alive after way too long. It has been a long time.
It has been a minute.
Okay, Amy has connected not that many right now. She has to do 20 rows of 16 tubes. Cindy says, oh yeah, I like that a lot. I never thought of doing that.
Yep, who would have known, from box containers to pieces of art, right?
Sonia Creel says, when Lucy and Desi Arnaz divorced, she bought him out and was the first woman to run a production company. NBC canceled Stark's first pilot. Lucy believed, and the rest is history.
Oh, yes.
That looks nice.
Oh, yes.
That's the one right there.
That's going to be it, just like that. I don't know what it is about that, but...
It has a nice look. Nice earthy look.
Let's see. This is the paper from the Blossom Pink. The Blossom Pink collection. Even though it's not, portions of it are pink. It's this one. But yeah, this is going to go beautifully with that. Click on it. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Go back. It's not the Blossom Pink. It's the...
Blooming pink?
Yeah, Blooming Pink. What was that other one? Let me see the other ones look like. Go up. Oh, I was going to say go up. Yes, the Blooming Pink. It's not the pink and gray. Let's see. Oh. Pictures. It's the Blooming Pink, y'all. Yep. I just used whatever papers were left over and trying to just make something out of them. Someone said they like my Dollar Tree nail polish. Thank you.
Tracy really liked that polish.
And it stays on pretty good. This is the same, oh, they got black on. This is the same coat from last week when I polished my nails. This looks so cute, y'all. I'm really loving the way these turned out.
You know,
little pieces of artwork here.
What? I did not know that. Sonia Creel says she meant to text that Lucille Ball. Now, here's something I never knew, Trace. Lucille Ball on the Desilu. Guess what she produced? The Star Trek series.
Really?
After NBC canceled the first pilot. I did not know that. I know NBC going, man, one of the greatest series in the history of television, and we canceled it.
Well. Yes, y'all get your freebies.
Star Trek was incredible. Everybody was hooked on Star Trek. Everybody had a favorite person. Of course, my favorite person was Spock.
I think Spock was a favorite. Everybody's, right?
They tried to act like Captain Kirk was. Did they want
I
to
like
prove
Captain Kirk.
that
He was out there though.
that his
Captain Kirk was out there. I'm
It-
sorry. And kids were watching that. Captain Kirk.
they want to show that his natural intuition was somehow superior to Spock's logic.
He was out there. Now that I think about it, now that we all grown up, Captain Kirk was out there, okay?
Everybody wanted a transporter. I just dreamed to myself, if I could just have me a transporter, I wouldn't ask for nothing else. Just,
Till you end up with
that's all I need is a transporter. Oh, Amy says her favorite was Scotty. What about anybody
Scotty
else?
was funny. Scotty was funny.
Anybody else have a favorite?
He would get mad. Scotty had a temper.
I think Scotty just wanted
Scotty
to be left
had a
alone.
temper, and believe it or not, what was his name? The doctor. What was his name?
I forget the doctor's
Doc.
name. I know you're talking about.
What was his name?
What was the lady's name? The African American lady.
Oh, I loved her. Lieutenant Uhura.
Yes, her.
Lieutenant Uhura. That was my girl, okay?
What was the guy who was in charge of the where the engine room was?
Oh, no,
Harris-
not Sulu, right?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Was it Sulu?
I think so. It was
Like we know-
Cindy and Craft Girl and Mac and Leanne says Bones.
Bones. That was, how could I forget Bones? Okay. Scotty would get so mad
Why?
because sometimes, the captain didn't make right decisions. He didn't make good decisions. You know what I'm saying? So Scotty was, he called him out on it.
The helper says Uhuru.
Yep, Lieutenant Uhuru.
My first roommate. My first roommate in college, he was a Trekkie. He had a Star Trek suit. A couple
Did
of
he?
them in the closet. He's in a Star Trek club, all kind of stuff.
Mm. I could never get into the newer ones though, for some reason.
Well, once I saw the new ones, they spoiled the old ones for me because they were the technology was so incredible. When I went back and watched the old ones, it looked phony. But it was fun when I was a kid to watch it. It looked real then, so. Especially those little gerbils, those little things that look like tennis balls. You know what I'm talking about?
Hmm?
They had those gerbils or something.
Oh, the tribbles or something.
Yeah, those.
What, I can't. Is that what they were
I
called?
think they're called tribbles. You're
Tribble.
right. Yes, Amy said they were tribbles.
Them things were everywhere.
They were so
were
real.
They were so cute, weren't they? I bet you if we watched them now, we'd be like,
Yes, we'd be like, what is this crap? Cindy Peppers, I got into them all. It was fun watching the old ones now. Tribbles, I love that one. Klingons, all that stuff. A lot of us, we didn't see people we thought was Klingons.
That's a shame. And people calling people Klingons,
Are
okay?
you a Klingon? Come on, every one of us knows somebody that we've met that we just knew. You couldn't tell us that they weren't from the Klingon
Stop
tribe.
calling people names, babe.
I'm not. They look like Klingons. You know?
Until someone call you a Klingon.
Hey, some of the Klingons are tough. I'll be a tough Klingon. Silver says, what she said, the lithium crystals were always running low energy.
Who said that?
Silver writer. Right, Zale Song. She said Tribbles were like the original Gremlins. Right.
You know what? That is so true.
It did remind me.
That is so true. Now that I think about it. I'm just making these pieces to just...
Yeah, the Klingons didn't play, did they, Zale? You mess with a Klingon if you want. You're going to find out today. Please. I'm going to go mess with that Klingon. Well, it's nice knowing you, okay? That's what the last 10 guys said who we've never seen since.
What were they clinging on to?
I don't know.
I'm going to put it this way. Why? Because I can.
Oh, man. Jay said she's laughing. She said, Bill, I dated. No, correction. I went on a date. I didn't date him. I went on a date.
You went on a date with a Klingon?
With a guy who had the Klingon mark on his forehead.
Mm.
Did you know he had that mark before the date?
Was he a nice guy, though? Okay, that's what really matters.
Or once you saw that thing on his head, you're like, why didn't anyone tell me about this? Oh, my God. When is this date ending?
He could have been a nice guy still.
I'll never know that information.
Y'all too funny. Ooh, just little amounts of stitching here and there.
Tracey, you can make a stitch do so. That stitching looks good on there, though. I gotta admit.
On there?
Yes, I'm watching you do it. Here's the thing. And here's the reason, the only reason I really like stitching, y'all. It creates boundary. You understand what I'm saying? Otherwise...
And I'm just doing it on certain parts.
It creates a boundary that satisfies something inside of me when I look at it.
Look at Bill sounding all artsy.
And I don't know why I'm satisfied, but I just am. That's the takeaway from it all.
Well, there you go. And I mean, I could try coloring some of these in, but I figured, hey, so now you got some really cute embellishments, y'all. How adorable did these turn out, y'all?
Amy says, I feel that same way about open concept homes. What do you mean, Amy? Elaborate.
The boundaries, I think.
Oh, the boundary, okay.
I mean, that's what I'm thinking. I don't know.
Zell says, I understand. Sometimes I draw a line around the card. I feel that same thing. But
Right.
Amy says, I prefer delineation between spaces.
Okay, gotcha.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
That's why, with the, what do you call it? What am I trying to say? With shading, like distressing the edges, that gives boundaries.
Cindy Pepper says, when I make my digital cards, I almost always make the edges a bit darker. I always thought it made it look like the things weren't going to fall off the card or scrapbook page.
So look at this, y'all. Look at this. Look at this, y'all. Look at that. Does that not add?
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Does that not just bring all the beauty in there? Does that not do it? Okay. The Sarah's butterflies. Just absolutely. And I'll glue these on, but I just wanted to show
Look at
y'all.
Sarah's butterflies.
Look at Shara's. Look at Shara's butterflies.
Did I say that?
I said that.
Oh.
Shara's butterflies.
Jay says, love it. I love butterflies. Cindy says, perfect touch.
Look how it just. Oh my
Jennifer Alexis.
goodness. Look how pretty these just.
Okay.
And all of this starting with these, y'all.
Zell says, that's what I was trying to say, Tracy, but I couldn't find the words. Brushing the edges of the card with ink makes them feel more grounded.
Yes. To me too. I feel the same way.
Those are really nice, right?
And then like I'll have to hot glue these on here, but I know we're out of time. But this was fun, y'all.
Yeah, Sonia Creel.
And then you can actually put some sentiments on here too. So that's the other thing. To put some sentiments on there. So maybe on Thursday we'll do a few more. This was fun. I could cut some of these out, you know. Do some stuff with these also. But y'all get your free flowers, your freebies. Y'all can make a whole bunch of stuff, and then these can be turned into cards. So look how pretty. We went from, look what we went from, y'all. We went from this, right? Ooh, you know what you could do too? You can make a bookmark out of these. That's the other thing. You can take just the flower, right? Cover this with some pretty paper and then put the flower pot on here. Just another thing. So we went from this to these over here. So pretty. Y'all go make y'all some stuff. I know you got some boxes. Get the spaghetti box or whatever, cereal box, whatever you got, and go make something wonderful, y'all. This was fun. All right, y'all.
Amy talking about, how did I end up with approval for a home health hospice nurse?
Huh?
I'm wondering if they know something I don't.
You're like, what?
Oh my God. I'm in hospice?
This was fun, y'all.
You know what I'm saying, Lindaville?
I think I used up all of Sarah's butterflies. But wouldn't this brighten someone's day on a card? So on Thursday, we'll turn these into cards, make a few more of these, and yeah, have some fun, right? Because I have more paper that I need to cut up. I got more paper need to cut up into little pieces. All right, y'all. I hope this was inspiring to y'all. It's always good when we can get together, y'all. You know, not there's people that didn't wake up this morning, y'all. Didn't wake up this morning, but we did. And we got together once again, right? And that's what it's all about. Just sharing and caring. All right, y'all. Y'all take care and have a wonderful rest of the afternoon, y'all. Make something wonderful. And if you make these, go post them in the group because I would love to see it.